market, it's really important for businesses to connect with people, and that's probably one of the, I wouldn't really say the greatest gift, but probably one of the good things that has happened during this whole pandemic is that a lot of local sellers, a lot of local businesses learn to embrace social media and its power, and people started making Facebook pages. They started selling off of their profile. They started making food and anything that they can sell, and it's been really having this traction that wasn't really there before COVID, and people started interacting more on social media and selling stuff, buying stuff, even bartering stuff, and it's kind of amusing for me to see that my news feed is getting filled with a lot of people selling a lot of stuff, from food to apparel to workout equipment, you name it, they probably have sold it. The thing about it though is with the increasing number of users trying to sell their stuff online, and I've mentioned this in the past videos, it's now saturating the whole Facebook ecosystem, at least for the Philippines, because Philippines probably is one of the biggest user base, for Facebook and Instagram, probably even TikTok, but that's another story. A lot of people with that number of eyeballs staring into people promoting things over and over and over, it kind of gets irritating at times, to the point where some people actually just hide notifications from this page because they keep on just advertising and selling and stuff like that. And so there's sort of a need for people or businesses to learn how to navigate themselves in Facebook and what the right timing is or what the right messaging is, so that they could reach their potential audience properly and not in a really annoying way. And people have really moved into that space, and now that they've gotten themselves familiar with the use of social media for advertising your products, I think the next step for you, if you really want to go through this, like if you really want to go ahead and make a living out of it, is to learn how to market yourself, how to market your product, and how to market your brand. And going on to discuss a little more about Facebook and marketing, if you've noticed earlier, I mentioned that it's been really a saturated Facebook feed for everyone else lately. So it's hard for a lot of brands to stand out and differentiate themselves from others, especially those guys who just came into the game and not like the people who went ahead of them that had already established their own names. And it's hard to stand out, to be honest. And for you to be able to do that just requires you like a lot of creativity. So it really pays that you have to assess yourself if you know how to be creative with words and images, because if you're not, it might lessen your chance of getting your brand out there. So again, if you know someone who can help you with making captions or taking photos, or who could help you conceptualize what your logo should be and whatnot, just message them if you can, and probably you guys can work out an agreement. And because your logo, your images, everything that you post on your page is going to be a reflection of what your brand, of what you want your brand to be known for. You just don't want to be Mang Jose, known to be selling for packed food and stuff like that. You don't want to be known as that forever. You want to have a brand. You want people to develop a relationship with the name that you're building, and you also want them to develop trust with the name that you're building. And it's hard to do that right now that you can't talk to people face to face, like for long. So you go to social media, and whatever you post there should reflect really what you want people to see or learn about your brand. Probably I'll get into a more in-depth discussion on that later, because that's a really deep topic, to say the least. when it comes to pairing marketing and branding together. But essentially what you want to do in social media is develop like a solid emotional connection with your audience. And to develop an emotional connection with your audience, you got to go beyond posting photos of your food. You got to go beyond posting what sale you have going on or what promo you've got going on. So there's a lot of things you have to consider, right? So one example would be what we usually do in our stores. We post photos of our people working, and that just gives people, the audience, that just gives them a sense of reality that's behind the food that they're eating. So these are the people who work behind your food. This is what they do for a living. This is what they've given us and stuff like that. So it kind of gives them like an inside look to what the company they're buying from really is doing or advocating for. So that's one powerful use of social media that hopefully a lot of the small business starters right now can embrace later on in their stint as online food brands. All right.